Hello, class. Headmaster Jay Bird here with another episode of Classroom Filmstrip Classics. Today's episode is a 1980 version of Boys Beware, a film strip geared towards young adolescent boys about the dangers of sexual predators. We learn that girls have to be on their toes, especially when Trotsky comes soliciting his commie propaganda, or when a creepy middle-aged dude wants to get with a teenage girl. But young adolescent boys have to be prepared for men and women who want to prey upon them, just like girls have to be aware. Hitching or thumbing a ride is a bad idea and the perfect way a predator can nab you, especially those who cruise around in creepy vans. In our first story, one young kid describes his encounter with a predator. He and his friend were delivering newspapers when this dude rolls up on a bike and quickly leaves. Moments later, a real creepy old man drives up and says that the dude on the bike stole his son's bicycle, and if one of the boys could ride with him, they could catch the guy. One of the boys, Dan, went with the creepy old dude, while the other one, who was suspicious of him, wrote down the car's license plate and headed toward Dan's parents' house. When Dan was in the passenger seat, as they were driving off, he knew he screwed up. Kid got a hold of Dan's mom, who then proceeded to call the police. The cops caught up with the pervert as he was trying to leave town, and they were able to rescue Dan. Our second story is about a young kid named Mike who's going out for a stroll. As he's walking down the street, he spots a sweet-looking car and decides to check it out. He recognizes the guy working on it. His name is Bert. Mike and Bert start talking about guy stuff, like cars and girls. He even gives him a cigarette, but Mike accepts it even though he doesn't smoke. Mike, realizing it's late, decides to go back home, while Bert says, "Come back tomorrow, and we'll work on the car some more." Mike catches up with Bert the very next day, and is excited to see him, but he don't want to talk about cars this time. Bert says he's having a wild party at his place, and asks Mike if he wants to come, but he's a little bit hesitant. We get a look at Bert's party, and his friends are having a real groovy shindig. When Mike arrives, he realizes it's a bad idea, and he's not having a real good time being surrounded by all these adults. He tries to leave, but Bert forces him to stay. Poor Mike is at a party that he can't leave, much to his horror. Our third story is about a kid who's being groomed by his baseball coach that happens to be a family friend and next-door neighbor. One day, Coach decides to take the kid out for a Coke. While in the car, he complains about the missus and tells the kid some dirty jokes. Coach drives the kid home, pats him on the shoulder, and says he'll have the body of a great baseball player when he gets older. The next day after practice, Coach tells the kid to hang up for a while. There's no need to go straight home. He shows him some pictures of naked men and tells him, "We've been friends long enough to have secrets together." But the kid nopes right the hell out of there and heads home. While at home thinking about the whole incident in his bedroom, the kid was hesitant at first to tell his parents because he was afraid they wouldn't believe him. In the end, he tells them, and his mom tells the kid that they're going to call someone who will get the coach the help he needs. Hopefully, she called Chris from The Wire. He knows how to deal with people like Coach. But if you can't get a hold of Chris, you're better off notifying a person of authority. Back in the 70s and 80s, kids were being kidnapped, preyed upon, while many others disappeared. Film strips like these saved many a life and were actually educational, unlike most of them which were just mindless propaganda. Well, that wraps up another episode of Classroom Filmstrip Classics. Class dismissed!